Our next speaker is Kathleen Chandler. And Kathleen, welcome and thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate you coming. So we'll just keep the show moving. Thanks for coming, dear. Really appreciate it.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting all of us. I have a long history of public service and have always loved working for and with citizens. Holding a public office provides an opportunity to help individuals and communities and to make a positive difference in their lives. I served 8 years as a member of the Kent City Council and 7 years as mayor of Kent. I then served 6 years as a Portage County Commissioner. During that time, we made many positive changes. We established a Department of Financial Management to ensure sound financial planning and accountability. We established a human resource department to administer a new wage and salary classification system, in-service training, and risk management. We took proactive steps to protect the use of the Cuyahoga River. We encouraged and promoted economic development. Among other duties, I served as president of the Northeast Four-County Council to work on water quality issues. And I was secretary of Northeast Ohio Trade and Economic Consortium to develop regional partnerships for economic development. We also appointed a farmland preservation task force, encouraged open space zoning, and provided funding for the development of parks and trails. We established an energy savings program and implemented capital improvement projects, which included the new engineering building, a new nursing home, and we renovated the courthouse and the Juvenile Justice Center. I served as a member of the County Commissioner Association of Ohio and on the Commissioner's National Transportation Steering Committee, where I and about a dozen other county commissioners from throughout the United States fought hard to protect rural transportation funding. In 2003, I was elected to the Ohio House of Representatives, where I served for 8 years. I was privileged to have been appointed to 2 of the most powerful House committees, Finance and Appropriations and Ways and Means. I also served on the Education, Economic Development, Aging, and Disabilities committees. I was a ranking member and then chair of the Local Government Administration Committee. I am proud of the accomplishments we made through this committee, especially the many positive changes that we made for townships. During the time I served as your state representative, I sponsored 29 bills and co-sponsored over 700 bills. In 2010, I was privileged to be selected as one of only 3 legislators in the state of Ohio to be a Henry Toll Fellow by the Council of State Governments. As you know, no one person in government does anything alone. I am proud to report that during my tenure in the State House, we had many accomplishments, and I'd like to mention just a few. The state passed the Great Lakes Compact to protect our water resources. We placed a freeze on college tuition for 2 years. We made a significant reduction in the property tax for seniors and for those with disabilities. We passed an energy bill designed to keep energy costs at reasonable levels, to prevent spikes in price, and to provide incentives for cleaner alternative fuels. We passed a telecommunication bill designed to modernize the law and also to recognize the changes and advances that this industry has gone through for the last several years. We invested heavily in promoting jobs. A few of those who have benefited in this area are Goodyear, Rotec, General Aluminum, Citacel, Alpha Micron, Kent Displays, and Little Tykes. And of course, all of the money that has been allocated for bridge, highway, and other infrastructure projects within the county has also served to produce jobs. And now I am here today to ask you to allow me to continue my service to the citizens of Portage County. I would bring to this office my knowledge and experience in government. I work well with others and believe that collaboration and cooperation is essential for success. I believe government should be accountable and transparent. I would continue to have an open-door policy whereby I encourage citizens to contact me, and I will always be available to meet you, to hear your ideas, your suggestions, and your concerns. I believe the most significant issues facing Portage County are unemployment and underemployment. I will work with the Portage County Development Board, the state, chambers of commerce, elected officials, neotech, farm and business leaders, educators, and others to encourage job growth. I will work to remove barriers to development and to ensure that we utilize best practices and are accountable for every dollar spent. I will work to protect the environment and places of historic and cultural interest. I believe that setting priorities and encouraging regional cooperation and collaboration are essential for success. Another major issue facing Portage County is high-pressure hydraulic fracturing. We would all support environmentally responsible, landowner-friendly, horizontal drilling and hydraulic fracturing processes that would ensure the protection of our health and safety. This industry would provide jobs and economic growth. However, there are many issues of concern about fracking, such as the huge quantities of water used for drilling, the protection of our ground and drinking water, the kind of chemicals that are utilized, and the disposal of the hydraulic fluid that becomes a waste product. The federal EPA is taking on a $1.9 million study to determine the possible effects of hydraulic fracturing on groundwater and human health. More than half of the brine that's injected in Ohio comes from out of state. According to the Natural Resources Department, Ohio wells received over 368 million gallons of fracking fluid during the first 9 months of last year. Ohio has 177 injection wells, whereas Pennsylvania has only 6. This is partly due to the geological formations that are not suitable for injection wells. However, as a result, nearly 99% of the waste fluid from western Pennsylvania is coming to Ohio. During my tenure as your state representative, 2 issues involving oil and gas wells came to us. One was Substitute House Bill 278, which became law in September of 2004. This bill took away local control. I was adamantly opposed to this bill. I worked hard in opposition, and I voted against it. Then in 2010, Substitute House Bill 165 became law in June of that year. Even though I did not think the reforms went far enough, and even though it did not return local control, the bill did improve and update Ohio's oil and gas laws. It provided for greater regulatory oversight, increased notification requirements, and greater distance setbacks between property lines and the wellhead. I supported these improvements, but I believe we need to reinstitute local control. I thank you for inviting me tonight and ask for your support in my efforts to continue to serve. Thank you.